Tell me about this.
So I think this was like freshman year of college. Um, this girl and I had just broken up, so like things were like heated and shit, you know. And I was still on
It was
Twitter at the time. It
tense.
was a little tense. Maybe this was like sophomore year.
Damn, this is toxic Twitter, Jason.
But so it was like in the morning too, like 8, 9 in the morning, and I'm not even sure how it all started. But my first memory of it was either her hopping on Twitter, so my ex was hopping on Twitter, or her friend was hopping on Twitter. But they were just talking shit about me, right? And man, I I honestly, maybe I was like fishing for it, but I found the tweets right there, just like talking smack, and
Mm.
I don't know if I had like retweeted it with something
Or like
or
liked it or
or
something.
like I think I might have like retweeted it and like said some shit back,
Mm-hmm.
and and so like she was the type of girl who her backup came because like she asked for it, you know what I mean? So like
She
she
was
had.
she was probably like, hop on this really
That's what I'm
quick.
saying. So she like
Okay.
screenshotted it, sent it to her friends in the little like friend group, and then like they all started hopping in it because they all started liking her tweets like right after each other, you know. So
Mm.
you knew they were all up in there,
Right.
and I was like, oh, you know, whatever, I can fight for myself. I don't give a fuck, like whatever. And so her friends are going at it with me and like saying all this shit, and I'm just like saying shit back, and then out of nowhere there's like 4 or 5 of my friends just start hopping in, and like now they're talking shit to them. So I'm talking about like, oh, like basically
Just,
like these like
just some dumb
just talking
shit.
shit, right? Just talking shit, and basically saying like, if you guys want to fight, we can fight. Like, let's just like,
What the
there's no
fuck?
need to talk shit if we can just fight it out. You know, if
Right.
you guys are really about it, then let's fight.
Right.
And obviously, like, you know, they're not about it. They're little ass girls, so. so so and then once all my friends started hopping in, she had my ex had messaged me privately. She's like, hey, this is unnecessary, like we don't even need to be doing all this on Twitter. And I was like, what the fuck, like you guys are the ones that started all this shit, like what do you
Right.
mean, right? And I'm pretty sure like she just sensed that they were all looking dumb, you know, they were all looking dumb on
Ooh.
Twitter, and like they realized that shit, oh shit, like all my friends started hopping in, and now it's just like all this unnecessary shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we had ended up like meeting up later, like in a week.
Oh,
I met up with
really?
the ex like later in the week to basically just, I guess, like for closure and shit. And
Terrible.
yeah,
Terrible.
and I mean, people were just they're so salty, you know, and they're just
Yeah.
salty. But eventually, I heard that that girl, who the main one of her friends who was talking shit, I heard
Mm-hmm.
that she eventually felt really bad. She was, I don't even know why I hopped in and like
Oh,
was like
really?
saying all that shit to you. She
Damn.
never told this to me, but she told it to a friend of
And
mine, and they told me.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Yeah.
Maybe she wants to be your friend now.
It's okay. I'm good. I'm friends at the moment.
Hey, young America, we need to talk about something called grass. Not that grass. I'm talking about marijuana. It's stimulating, mind expanding.
Speaking of being good on friends at the moment, so a couple weeks ago, remember how I was telling you? So on TikTok, I like made a friend,
Hmm.
right? And I don't really go. I feel like my internet friend days are kind of over from like middle school, high school. Like I just never really made internet friends after that. And then
Why is that?
I don't know. It was just like I'd rather meet people in like real life, you
Mm.
know? And then I saw this TikTok and it was like Chicago based, you know, like the ones that circle here. And it was like this girl saying, like, oh, I want more friends, like this and that. And she was explaining like it's kind of hard to make friends like once you're an adult and you don't have your friends like through your job or through your school. So it's just kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I commented and I was like, hey, like I just moved to this area, like I want to make friends, whatever. And I was just like, fuck it, do it. And then this girl like commented back and she was like, hey, like I'm always like in this area, like let's hang some time, or like let's meet up or get together. And I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
shit. And then we followed each other, And then I invited her out to the bar, but she couldn't make it that day. But we are making plans now.
That's
And
so
probably,
bold of you.
yeah, I know. Like, this is so like I just would never do this. But my boyfriend's always like, no, like, I feel like you just need to meet new people, you know, because I'm very much like, my friend group has gotten like extremely reduced ever since like I've been here, and I feel like all I've been doing is really like working and like doing the pod, and that's it. And like I have a solid good, like 2 good friends, you know, and I don't even talk to you guys like every single day or whatever, and like everyone's doing their own thing. So I have the space for like one more friend, because like cultivating a friendship is like, it just takes a lot of time
That
and
shit
effort,
takes work.
you know? So yeah, me and that girl, we're gonna hopefully meet up this week, and I'm excited.
That's cool. I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you brought this up, or maybe I just saw a TikTok on it. I know I've seen a couple TikToks on it, but they were saying that if you want to make friends, you got to go to the same place like over and over again. You're telling me this, right?
Yeah. It's just like consistency. And like I said, like a lot of effort and stuff.
Right.
So I think it does take some work, but I mean, if you have the space for it, like definitely do it. Because I think it's fun. Like
That's
I
cool.
just would never have imagined like doing this, just because like, I don't know, I'm kind of shy, but I think it'll be fun.
I had my second day of work today at my new job, and I made one friend today. Her name is Z. She's cool as fuck. And after work, she was like, "Oh, did you drive?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but because she parked on like on top of this hill, and she wasn't trying to walk all the way back up there. And I was like, "Well, I can just like drive you back to your car." And when she got into the car, I was like, "I'm sorry if it smells like a little bit like weed." And, and she's like, "Oh no, that's cool. Like I smoke every day." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Oh
Then
shit. There you
there you
go.
go. But yeah, it's cool. I think that's what I kind of missed about work, was just being around different people and like meeting
Yeah.
new people, because I mean we're all there for different shit, and you never know who you meet.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's cool.
Yeah, like the job that I'm in it now, I've been there like a good month, like a little over a month, and I've just up until now have gotten to be like comfortable with like the core group of people that I work with, which is, it's a group of girls, and it's like usually like 3 of us, and like they're all very nice, but like at the beginning they did not fuck with me. Like I feel like no one until
How
like
did you
now.
know this though?
Dude, I would ask questions and like they just wouldn't want to answer,
Bro,
or
but
they
it's
would
like
just be
5
like,
in the morning. Like,
bro,
who's
I
trying to
that,
ask me questions at
well,
5
I'm
in the
new. What am I
morning?
supposed to fucking do? Just stand there?
Where are the scissors? And everyone's just
No,
looking
for
at you.
real. Like I'd be like, oh, like where are the box cutters? And they'd be like, the fuck, like.
Okay.
But now I know. But yeah, like people did not fuck with me, and whatever. I'm pretty sure they're all comfortable with me now. I mean, I'm a hard worker, so like I'm pretty sure they acknowledge that. So they don't have to like ask, or I don't have to ask twice like about anything anymore. I'm just like, okay, I know. But the girls, like, they're nice. Like they ended up being really nice. So I was telling my boyfriend like, oh, like I kind of want to like, because I don't know anything about them. Like none of us have ever talked about anything besides work. Like
you guys haven't even seen each other's faces, right? Because of the mask.
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
Like I don't even know how old they are, if they're in school, if they're not in school. Like we literally only talk about work, but they're really funny. Like they crack jokes. So, and like most of the time, like no, there's no talking, just because we're just like, it's a
working.
warehouse, you know?
Right.
So I told my boyfriend like, oh, I kind of want to get to know them, like maybe ask like at least how old they are, to put out feelers and be like, oh, let's have like a drink or something. But I'm pretty sure they're of age. I think they are, but I don't know.
You should be the one to
to
coordinate it. Yeah, like just one day be like, yo, this Saturday, who's down? Or this Friday not after work at like 10 a.m.
Not in the morning. Oh, I'll see though. I'll see him tomorrow, so we'll see.
Dude, so I wanted to ask you a couple questions because I feel like
You're making me tense.
a lot of the people who listen, they're just graduating. So congrats to all you guys who just graduated.
Yeah, dude.
And
For
but
sure.
that
Congrats.
comes the next comes college, right?
Oh yeah.
And now comes the talk about like student loans and shit.
Mm.
Right. And just like how money in general, I don't know how it was with your family, but like money in my family was just never talked about. Like finances were just like absent. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, like, how was that talk about student loans in your family? Because like I know you had your sister to like, kind of model stuff after you,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
So when I went to college, my older sister went to like a campus college. She went down to Peoria. She went to Bradley University.
Oh wow.
And she graduated. I'm pretty sure she graduated with like honors. She's an accountant now. She's doing pretty well. But when she went, I know that she didn't have any type of help at all. My older sister was proactive and like did go out and look for like scholarships and stuff like that. So she got a lot of scholarships. She was always like a really good student. And when it came time to me, I don't want to say I was a bad student, but I wasn't amazing. I was very much average or a little above
In
average
terms of like grades.
in terms of grades and stuff. So I didn't get amazing scholarships, especially not scholarships that were for like STEM or healthcare or business. Like those are the main ones that get like big scholarships, you know, with a lot of money. And there wasn't really any for art. There wasn't really any for anything like that. So I didn't get the opportunity to get any scholarships. So it was very much going to be out of pocket. And I didn't go to a university that was, I mean, it wasn't campus based. It was like, what are they called? Like a commuter school, very much like a commuter university where they sold us on like the city's your campus, and it just, I hated it. I'm not gonna lie, I hated it. But the process that we went through doing that was we went in, my parents didn't understand any of that. They had a minimal idea with like my older sister,
Not to
but
cut you off, but like RMU was your first choice or your only choice, or how was that?
I had a couple choices. I almost went to this one. It's called Luther College. It was in Iowa, I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't gonna pay that out of state tuition. Hell no. But crazy story. A long time ago, do you know Tony? Our friend Tony?
The one who I met at Boiler Room.
I
Was he there one
think
time?
so. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah, so he went there. He went to Luther
Oh
College. And I'm pretty
shit.
sure we're like the same age. And like we would have been at that school like together if I would have gone. And when I found out that he went there, I was like, "Oh shit, I was going to go there." He was like, "No fucking way." He said the school was really small, that we definitely would have like met.
Wow.
But what was crazy is that even before, because I've known him since I moved here, because he worked at the van store, the one on Rush. And I remember I went in there a couple times and he was working. And then I went to school here and then he like left. And then we like meet back up again and we're like, what the fuck? But he went there. I applied for like a couple other ones, but I forget. But they were like in Illinois. And I chose RMU because I really, really wanted to be in the city,
It's just the city's my campus.
Ew, bitch. No, I just like wanted not to be, because I saw the campus my sister went to. And it was in the middle of nowhere. But also I didn't like the vibe of it just based off of like what she was talking about. She was in a sorority. So I was like, oh, I'm not trying to do literally any of that shit. Because I have always thought it's like a waste of money.
The pyramid scheme. I'm dead ass. It really is.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to like go out and do stuff and meet people. So I'm like, Chicago, fuck it. So that's why I came. And that's why I chose like RMU.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to like kind of break it down to my parents about like the payments and all that stuff. And I didn't understand any of it. I understood very minimally everything. I just knew that I had to take out student loans. We had the meeting with the advisor. We went in there and I had to choose on the spot.
Dude, wasn't that shit bogus? If you remember
Yeah.
the piece of paper, it was a big white piece of paper and it had 3 different rectangles, different colors, and it was breaking down the trimester.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, you just sign right here. Like, this is
Yeah.
this is where you
Yeah, we
commit.
had to sign right there, like
Fucking
these student loans.
bastards,
Yeah,
man.
right. And I even asked, like, hey, is there anyone that could like help us out? Someone that speaks Spanish at least that could kind of like translate. And the guy was like, nah, it's just me. And I was like, fuck. And I didn't understand any of these words or like, oh, the fuck, what was it? The
Talking about the interest rate, like fixed and unfixed and all that
fixed and
shit.
unfixed, but then the subsidized and unsubsidized stuff, and it was just very confusing. And I couldn't fucking explain what unsubsidized was to my dad.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know what any of this is. And I asked the guy, I was like, well, which one do you think is the best one, whatever, or like the one that's like the most convenient for us.
Mhm.
And that's the one I chose. That's the one I signed for. And I didn't know shit about it. To this day, I don't know shit about them. I have to pay them, but I don't really know anything about that. And my older sister, I'm pretty sure I could ask her and she could help me, but either way, like they have to get paid. So
Yeah.
there's no point. I just know I have to pay them. So it was not cool.
Like that whole process of
Mhm.
getting the loans and shit. So like the loans, you went to a bank or how was that? Because I went through Wells Fargo to get my loans.
It was, we didn't even go through a bank. I think it was just all like, the company's called Mohila. And they're like federal loans or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
So we're doing that, but I'm still paying them, and I'm gonna be paying them till I don't
Oof.
even want to say.
I think that day, when I got the letter in the mail that was like, okay, well, it's now that you've been out of school for a little
6
bit,
months. No, yeah, it's 6
and
months.
here's your payment starting next month, basically.
Yeah.
Here's your payment starting next month, and this is how much you owe in total. And it's like 2 separate loans. So I have 2 separate loans. It was through Wells Fargo, but they got out of the student loan business and they sold all their shit to First Mark. So now I have my private student loans with First Mark, and then I have my federal loans through Great Lakes. I think I'm pretty sure that's it. But so I have 3 total loans,
Oh shit.
all broken down from like RMU, basically. But
I'm pretty sure mine are 2. 2 of them. But yeah, I fuck them, dude. Oh my god. You can't even, with the interest, like I cannot begin to tell you how much I've paid.
Bro, for the past year, right, I've made payments and I looked at my balance. My balance is higher this year than it was last year, even though I made monthly on time more than what I had to payments.
No,
So
yeah.
that just gives you an idea of like how much interest this shit has, how much it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to talk about this, because I know if I can go back and tell myself like, bro, fuck this school, like fuck these loans, go to community college,
Yep.
go save as much, spend fucking 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week filling out as many scholarships as you can. Try to get it for free because you're gonna regret this later.
Yes.
Right. And I was never given any advice. My parents, like you said, like didn't know any of this, and same thing with Pedro.
Yeah.
They were just doing what they were told by people who we thought we could trust, like the people in the financial office, who probably have only been working that bitch for like 2 weeks, and they don't even know the difference between unsubsidized and subsidized. They're just like, go with unsubsidized.
Yeah.
That's what that's everyone's answer. But that's why I want to talk about this, because I know there's gonna be people who are gonna be looking into this shit starting this year, and I would want them to have a really great head start because
Right.
this shit catches up to you real quick. And I think that's when I realized that, oh shit, I'm an adult and this
Yep.
shit's stressful.
You're right. Like, I think my advice would definitely be go to a community college, and the amount of scholarships that you can find on the internet for absolutely anything. There are some crazy categories that you can find on there.
Yeah.
People don't know about these. People are not applying to these. And if they are, it's very little people, and the chances that you get it is a little bit higher. But
Right.
the more you apply, you have to get at least one,
Mhm.
and even if it's at least one, that is still some money taken off,
Yeah.
which is the goal, But I would say, like, if I could go back, there really is no shame in staying home and going to a community college. I think that would be the best decision for your future, because you don't have to go out and pay out of state tuition. You don't have to pay an apartment or pay dorm rooms, like, and shit like that, because dorming is expensive. The food hall shit is fucking expensive, and that's all worked into your tuition. So I would say go to community college. It's fine. Like, fuck everyone.
Truly,
Fuck
like no one
whatever.
cares
Yeah.
like what you're gonna do, or like they're all worried about themselves and like what they're doing. And like I get the stigma.
I get the stigma, and I get, like, everyone who gives a shit is stuck in high school. I don't give a
Very
fuck.
true.
Like, everyone who gives a shit about that, whatever. I don't give a fuck, So I would really advise people to go to community college and get those 2 years in, 4 years in, an associate's, whatever. You can transfer, and that's going to be just a shit ton of money you're going to save.
To put into perspective, I think at RMU, tuition for 3 semesters was like what fucking, or 4-year degree, 3-year degree technically, was $40K, or was that per year?
Damn, I don't even remember.
It's like $40,000. It's a shit ton of
I
fucking
think
money.
Is it different by program?
Possibly. Yeah.
Because
possibly.
I'm pretty sure mine was like around 24 to 25. It was between 24 to 30 a year. And yeah. That's a shit ton.
That's a
compared to like UIC and all that, just because RMU, okay, we did go to a private university.
Right.
And going to a state school, I feel like, is a bit harder to get into, but I think tuition is a bit cheaper, because I know UIC is a bit less, based off like what my boyfriend said. What they did to my boyfriend, though, like that, they really fucked him. And if you guys are like in the Chicago area and are thinking of doing, like, who knows if anyone's gonna think about doing these programs, but he does industrial design. And the thing was that he did go to community college. He was set to not take gen eds and just go into a program, do the 2 years, get a bachelor's. What they did there was that they have a set curriculum for industrial design, and I'm pretty sure the other design programs there, and they were like, it's going to be 4 years no matter what. And he was like, well, I did my gen eds, and they were like, yeah, well, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't count here.
Yeah.
They're fucking bogus.
They took his credits, but they probably knocked down like a class or two. That's it. And I remember he was really torn about that, and I told him, like, hey, like, it's gonna be okay. He
that's
has
all
good.
You can tell him at that point. Fuck.
And it was super bogus. He was trying to do a workaround, but the only thing they could really do is, like I said, knock down like a class or two or whatever. But that was really bogus of them. And that's just like some stuff that if you do go to community college that you should watch out for, is if you're going to transfer to a different school, make sure that they do take your community college credits, because they can fuck you when they don't take them.
Even at schools like RMU, private universities, a lot of their classes are tailored for RMU,
Yep.
and they're not going to transfer over to if you decide to transfer out. So that's
Right.
something else to keep in mind too if you don't plan on staying at the same school for your whole degree.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I really, really would have wanted to transfer out of RMU, but again, I didn't have anyone to guide me. My older sister never transferred out of her school. I didn't know anyone who
I didn't even know
transferred.
transferring wasn't even an option, to be
Yeah.
honest. I just
I,
thought you stuck with one and that was it.
I didn't know the process of transferring, what was going to happen with the transcripts, the student loans. I
Hmm.
didn't know what the process to apply to another school was going to be to like for and stuff. So uh, by the time I would have wanted to transfer, I was like, it's kind of too late. I'm in this degree and I got to be here now for the rest
Hmm.
of it. So,
Because when you find out that you want to transfer, you're also figuring out that a lot of your classes and credits aren't going to even transfer.
right,
So it's
exactly.
like, fuck, like, do I leave and start all
Mhm.
over, or do I kind of just stick this out?
It just kind of sucks when like you're not in a position to be able to transfer anyways financially,
Yeah.
because transferring and applying to a different school, you have to pay the application fees and all that stuff. So, and
Hmm.
then you have to go to the school, have these classes, pay for more books, pay for more classes, and it's just, if a lot of people are not financially there. Like
Mm-mm.
going to college is extremely classist, and if you don't have money or scholarships or whatever, like you can't do it,
Right.
which sucks.
Hmm.
But that's why I feel like community college is probably your best bet, because the classes are a little bit cheaper, and since they do, like, I know RMU didn't do, you have to pay for the class. Like, nah, you're paying for this whole semester, this whole quarter, because
Yeah.
we did trimesters. And at a community college, you pay for the class, and then you can pace yourself. You can take your time. I guess you can do that at a university too, but
See,
it's just more.
that was the kind of the benefit of RMU, because even though it was like stupid expensive and might not. I mean, I didn't even graduate, so was it even worth my time? Maybe. I met you. I met a lot of people who I could, obviously I can consider that was time well spent.
Hmm.
But they helped. I don't know. For the most part, for our schedules, like they really set it up for us with no. I had no issues with my classes ever. So like
Hmm.
they gave me all my
There was a set
classes. It was
curriculum.
set every single like day. It was the same thing. They just made it very easily
It was
to
block scheduled and everything too.
right to just I guess like merge with my work schedule or anything.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. For the most part, it sounds stressful, like, all this shit sounds stressful, but, like, if you do your research and you really, like, educate yourself on all this shit, like, it could be a breeze, and, like, if
Right.
you get the scholarships and you get all that money, go for it,
Hmm.
but
Like, if you feel like you need a gap year, do it.
oh, yeah.
Do
Oh,
it.
yeah, definitely.
Take the gap year. Fuck it. Like, time is on your side. Time is all you have at this point. After high school, all you have is time.
See, but how do you tell this to people whose parents might not understand? Right, because we're talking about like 18-year-olds here, right? So and like the people making their decisions are usually their parents. So like
Hmm.
what how do you go to your parents who don't necessarily understand, I want to take a gap year?
I think you just have to explain that it's way more complex than just going to college, just picking a school and taking out all these fucking student loans. If you actually tell them, like, hey, this is probably the smartest thing I could do to really research this shit, to actually know if I want to go to community college or university. So I could just make a better, smarter choice for myself, not just me, you guys too, if the case is that your parents are going to be helping you out,
Right.
So, just saying, hey, I just want to be a bit more knowledged. I want to save more money, work while I'm taking
Gap
this
year.
gap year,
Hmm.
and it'll just be easier for me. And I understand that not a lot of parents are like really understanding, but ultimately the choice is yours when it
And
comes down
especially if
to
you're
it.
taking a gap year and you're working, I can't see them being that upset with you. If you're like working to save money for college, then
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, like I can't speak because my parents were very supportive, and I mean, I don't know about supportive, like they put my ass in college, but if I would have decided to take a gap year, but I was working full time, I think
Mhm.
they would have been okay. Like, take your time then, it's fine.
Right.
I don't know, but I obviously can't speak for those who I know people have parents who just aren't like that, and they're like,
Mhm.
no, fuck that. Like, what the fuck is a gap year? You're not taking a gap
Mhm.
year.
Damn, then pay for it then. Fuck. Shit. The fuck?
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely something that you really have to look into if
Hmm.
you're thinking about going to making a choice to do higher education because
It's a
it's
commitment.
a commitment, yeah. And what my dad always said when I did graduate, because I think I graduated and was already accepted into RMU. So, my dad in high school would very much tell me because I would go to a lot of college fairs and stuff like that. So he would say, you have to remember that colleges, universities, they're a business. So you have to shop around for what you think is going to be in your best interest. So keep looking, make sure that you are set on where you want to go because essentially it is an investment to go to these places.
Hmm.
Yep.
So your dad like kind of had an idea of what he was like saying and about
Mhm.
college, right?
Right, because my older sister, and I'm pretty sure he learned that where it was like cuz my older sister did get accepted into a couple colleges, universities. And I mean my dad, it's not like he knew absolutely nothing. He knew that college was a business and that it was something since he was going to help pay for it, it was also going to be an investment on his part. So he wanted to also make sure that we knew that this is a choice that you guys are going to make and you're going to have to be in it for however long it takes you.
Hmm. I'm glad you brought that up because even though my dad said that he was gonna help me pay for it,
Mhm.
he's not paying for it.
Mhm.
So like for those listening whose parents might tell you like, okay, like we're gonna do this together, and this is just like how it happened to me. But I remember like being in the basement with my dad, and we're looking at all these papers from Wells Fargo, and like looking at all these fucking numbers, and just like, man, like this shit's so confusing. And then he was just like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. He's like, we'll take out the loans. You'll go to school, you'll finish, you'll get your job, and we'll tackle these payments together. So like you'll pay, like say like one of my payments right now is like total every month I pay about like $400 towards my debt,
Mhm.
just for my student loans for those like the first marks, so student loans. And so I was gonna put that 400 and he was gonna put another 400 so we could pay it down together.
Mm. Mhm.
But obviously, years later, just shit changes and like our situation has changed, and he's not helping me pay for those student loans, which I
Mhm.
was like the whole time I was like, okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna pay this down together. But now that it's like all up to me, I can't even. I don't know. Like sometimes, like when my parents are telling me like, oh, when are you gonna go back to school, or like how are your payments and everything, I'm just like,
Damn, pay
it's
for it
so hard to
then.
get like
I'm just kidding.
annoyed. I don't want to get annoyed, and I've definitely gotten over it at this point. But at the beginning, I was definitely annoyed. I was like, well, like you guys aren't making the payments. Like you guys don't see how much money this is actually like leaving every single
Right.
month, and how much I still have left to pay, and how many years it says that I'm paying this shit. It's just says like
Mhm.
30 years. I'm definitely not taking 30 years. That shit's like in the next 3 years, I'm putting a big ass dent into that number. But like to see that number is so scary that
Mhm.
you have 30 plus years left to pay this off. And what the
Right.
fuck?
Right,
And that's
exactly.
if the interest doesn't catch up to you. Because there's people still
Mhm.
paying their shit who are like 50.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Dude, I had teachers like when I was a senior in high school, my teachers would be like, "Yeah, I'm still paying off my student loans." These motherfuckers were like 40. I was like, "Fuck." So, that's also another thing that you guys have to really put into perspective. Like Jason was saying, things change in the future, especially when it comes to your student loans. Things can change very drastically
Yeah.
in like a matter of seconds. So I think just being prepared and being proactive right
Mm-hmm.
now, I know that you guys are young. I know I'm 18. Like, what the fuck do I know? Like, I don't know anything. I think the more proactive you are, the younger you are, the better chances of you having less payments and just less debt in general. It's only going to be good in the long run. So these are definitely things you should, be looking into and stuff.
Yeah, and like I get it. I didn't have like bills. I had a job. I was working. Like my paychecks were decent. I was like, fuck it, like I'm buying everything, you know?
Oh.
But now
Do
looking at
you
it,
look back? You're just like, oh,
oh
I wish I would
dude,
have not have spent all that money.
bro, when I was working at Adidas, like I don't know, or total in the year I probably made like around 20K, right? A little
That's pretty
part-time
decent.
mall job. But I blew that 20K. That's what
Oh
I'm
my
saying. Like
God.
on what? I don't even know fucking like
Like, that's pretty
food.
decent for the age that you
Shit.
were at and being in school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck, dude.
But then again, like I was never taught one to save your money, to invest your money, to what to not buy. I mean, I was literally buying fucking everything. And it's
Mhm.
because I don't know how you guys were when you were a kid, but for us, anytime tax season came around, oh, we're gonna
It was
go and buy
stressful.
a shit ton of stuff.
Oh,
No, because when my
really?
dad like got all the money from taxes, he's like, all right, well, we're
Really?
gonna go spend this money. And so like my mindset growing up was like anytime there's money,
You gotta go
spend
spend
it
it.
because you don't
No
know if you're
way.
gonna have this later on or not.
Mhm.
And so like that was just the way we were raised, and that's obviously definitely caught up to me now, and I've been figuring out my shit for the past 2 years, but even today I'm still trying to get those old
Old
teachings like
ways.
yeah like out of me because that shit is not it's not a
Mhm. Yeah, I think financial literacy in especially the Hispanic and Latino communities, it's a problem. You
mm-hmm
either know it or you don't, or it's always been an issue with some people growing up and like their families and stuff. Some people don't know how to save, some people don't know like a lot about taxes and like how any of that kind of stuff works, like investments and stuff. It's just there's no big talk about that. So that's why I feel like you're saying like families they raise their kids and like the kids also think the same thing and it's tough to get out of that cycle. So that's why I'm just like what the fuck is high school teaching these people? Like literally nothing productive,
mm-hmm
nothing they could actually use in the future. So,
right. And I think that was the issue is like I thought someone was gonna eventually teach me this, but like no one teaches you this shit. Like you have to teach yourself.
right.
And because I mean, if you're waiting on your parents to teach you something that if you're trying to learn new habits, you can't go to the same people who keep those old habits. You know what I'm trying to
Right,
say?
right.
So like I can never go to my parents because like they don't know what it is that I'm trying to achieve
They're
because like
old
they're not
dogs.
achieving it. Right.
Mhm. Yeah, bro. It's tough definitely. The way it was in my family, I never saw any money. Like I was the first one of my siblings to have a job. But growing up, like, yeah, my parents would give us money up until like I was 17. Like my parents would give us like $20 here and there. I never asked for money. And if I just asked for like certain things if I wanted something or whatever. But other than that, like we never saw money. My parents talked about money amongst themselves. Like they have their own system up until now. But when I turned 17, I was like, I'm going to get a job. I'm going to make my own money and buy my own stuff, whatever. My parents were very against it. They were like, no, like, we don't want you to get a job. We want you to, because my
Mm,
sister at this point, she was in college and my sister had never had a job, like my oldest sister, because my parents were like, no, like, you're going to school. Like, that's all you have to focus on. And my older sister, she was the good student. She was the one that was doing really well in college. And then I was like, fuck, well, I'm not like amazing. I'm pretty average. So shit, let me get a job. I want to do shit for myself. So it was a big battle telling my parents that I wanted to get a job and start applying. And they're like, no, we feel like you're too young. We feel like, what do you need money for? We're like, we'll give you money. Like, no, I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I got a job and I worked at the mall, but I made my own money and I saved it. And I think that's when they saw like, okay, like you can be responsible. You know, you can take care of the car, you can go to work, whatever, and get school stuff done. You're fine. But they were like, well, your money's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. But they would still very much help me out.
Mm.
So that's kind of like the thing it was. Like when I went to college, I did the same thing. I worked and then I worked 2 jobs. So I was very much working and going to school full time. So that's just kind of how it always was with money. And at that point, I would always just like save because when I was growing up, I never really asked for anything. Um, so growing up, I didn't really buy anything that I thought I didn't really need. So I think saving money was like a little bit easier for me because I would really only spend it on stuff that like I really wanted or like
Mm.
going on vacations. Like I'm going on vacation like in August and my boyfriend, because I'm taking my boyfriend to my rancho and he's like, oh, well, like how much money do you think we need? And I was like, oh, I'm taking like however many $1,000. And he's like, what the fuck? Like he's like, do you think I should have that much of money? And I was like, oh, probably not. I was like, I feel like honestly, like this is good probably for the both of
You're
us.
taking a couple thousand,
Yeah.
bro. Like that's supposed to cover what? You're trying to
Well,
buy him a
well,
rancho? Like what's
no.
going on?
I just like when I go on vacation, I very much like to indulge. Like I like to eat good. Like I don't really go on vacations a lot. So when I go, I like
Mm.
to indulge. I like to eat good. I like to do cool stuff. So, and I like to buy things.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I was explaining to him like this platter of una orden de tacos from the rancho that we're going to. It's like an order of 3 tacos and it has like all this stuff on it. And I'm like, oh, it's so good. And I'm like, oh, it's like the equivalent of like 75 cents here. And he's like, what the fuck? And he's like, you're taking all this money? I was like, well, we're not going to stay here the whole time. Like, we're going to go out. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff like I like to spend my money on. Like vacationing and like treating myself, you know?
I still see those qualities from you, like as you're older, like how you were saying when you were 17 or 18, like you didn't really buy stuff that you didn't really need, and like
Mm-hmm.
you just knew how to handle your money, and
Mm-hmm.
like even to today, I can still see that from you.
Yeah, I don't buy any new clothes. I don't buy anything really I feel like I don't need. But when it's like nice things, like that's the shit I save my money on, like
Mm.
for, and it's what I get.
And I like a nice little splurge, like for my
Yes.
room, like 2 months ago when I was redoing my room, or the whole upstairs. I was like, okay, I'm splurging right now. I'm gonna redo the entire upstairs. I'm painting everything. I'm gonna get like new furniture pieces. Like I really want to make this like a space that I want to be in, because I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be here in a lot of fucking time. And I was trying to get the floors redone, but that was a lot of money. I was like, I'm not trying to spend that much money. But I like to splurge on
Damn, let me know if you do. My dad taught me how.
us to
How
do
to,
flooring.
yeah. Yeah, because well, you went to my house. The floor that we had like in the kitchen and in the front
Mhm.
room, I did
Oh
those.
shit! Okay,
Bro, I was
okay.
like 15 when I did those, 16. It was cool though.
I was looking it up on YouTube, like how to do the flooring. I was like, I could probably like do this shit myself, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like to splurge on stuff like that, I guess. Um, like for example, like the TV I've had that I have right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that shit for like I can't even tell you how many years. Like damn near since like the first Wii came out. Remember the Wii?
Oh
That was
shit.
like
That
15
was,
years ago.
yeah.
Yeah. So
What
it's
the
time for
fuck?
an upgrade. I'm looking at this new TV. It's like $600, right? But this is a TV that I'm gonna take to my apartment when I move out. That I'm gonna take to my house when I get a house. Like I'm gonna have
Mhm.
this TV for the next like 20 years. So like when I buy new stuff, I like for it to last.
Mhm.
Um
Oh, you know what? Jade is she's moving out like by the end of the month. She has a really nice TV, but I think she said she wanted to like sell it. So I'll let you
oh
know. I'll
oh
ask
let me
her.
know. Let me know. Let me know.
That's
Um
cool.
what was I gonna say? But like shoes and shit, yeah, I was buying a new two pairs of shoes like a week, and that
God.
shit catches up to you really quickly.
Mhm.
Clothes, I had to have all like the cool shit just because I was
Oh
involved in that
no.
group of people. The
Oh,
people
I
you
know.
surround yourself with too,
Oh,
that's so important because if the
Jason
people
was such a
around you
swaggy kid.
if the
Damn,
people
he was very hype beastie.
very high beastie. If the people around you are spending a lot of money, you are going to spend money 100%. And so, like, if you want to live a very frugal life, I guess you just have to find similar people. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's how I see it. Because that's why I spent a lot of money. Because I was like, oh, these people are spending money. Like, I gotta spend money. And if
You
they gotta
can't
go,
be
if
I
they want to
can't be
go
looking
out,
fucking poor
yeah.
out here. What the fuck? No,
But we come
that's
a long
definitely
way since then.
good, good.
Yeah.
It's cause you're here with
Dude, I
me.
bought I bought 2 pairs of shoes in, like, the past 2 years, but, like, they're shoes
Mhm.
I really wanted, I was like, "Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
these are." I haven't bought a pair of shoes in a minute. These are it. I'm gonna buy
Dude,
them.
I don't think, cause I have a pair of Yeezys, but ever since then, I've never bought a pair that I've, like, truly, like, wanted,
Mm.
because I feel like the shoes that I get are the shoes that I just feel like, "Okay, well, this would just go with everything, and then I wouldn't have to buy shoes for, like, a really long time." And, like, the shoes that I think none of the shoes that I have are, like, over 30 bucks.
Damn.
Like, these I got on sale at Reebok for, like, 30 bu like, $35, and I'm good with them.
That's crazy. Let me tell you
Mhm.
something. When I was working at Adidas, like, the lowest price for a shoe was damn near, like, 80 bucks, right?
Holy
And then, like,
shit.
top was, like, $200, 180 for the Ultra Boost. And when people would come in or, like, when I would people would tell me, like, they got their shoes from Walmart for, like, 20, 30 bucks. I'm like, "How the fuck are you guys finding shoes for, like, 20, 30 bucks?" Like, because that's all I knew was just, like, these expensive ass shoes.
Mhm.
But we also had, what are they called? It's not a stipend. It's what is it
S
called?
You mean a stipend?
Yeah, but it's not that.
Oh, you had, like, I know what you
Like
mean,
every
like,
3
you
months, they give us like an allowance to buy
yeah.
whatever. So that
Mhm.
was nice, but
That's pretty cool of them.
yeah, that was cool.
I would usually buy stuff from the stores that I worked at because I
Mm,
would always get a discount for them. So, like, when I worked at Vans, it was 50% off. And if you
mhm.
work at Vans, if you guys know or don't, now you're gonna know. But Vans is under a corporation. I don't merch them. Fuck them. Fuck VF. But they're under a corporation called VF, and they have stores under them, like their umbrella. They're an umbrella company, and it's Vans, it's the North Face, it's fuck, what is it? Wrangler,
Timberland?
Timberland, a bunch of other ones and stuff. But Kipling is under there too. And I worked at Vans and I worked at the North Face, and they would have 50% off all of their stuff everywhere.
Mhm.
So even at their outlet store. So I would be getting these like $700 jackets half off. I remember the first year that I worked at the North Face, I gifted my entire family the nicest
Jackets, that's
jackets.
that's an amazing gift.
Mhm.
Because those jackets are gonna last. Bro, the jacket you helped me get, ooh, I'm wearing that shit for like 10
Dude,
years.
yeah, those are like, I'm talking like 10 to 15-year jackets.
Mhm.
And one thing, like, people would always come in and be like, "Oh, like, this is so expensive, like this and that." And me trying to be the bestseller that I am, I'm just like, "No, like, this is an investment for you. Like, you buy an expensive jacket, you're not gonna buy one for, like, I promise you,
Do
15
you think
years."
you have the mentality only because you worked at the North Face?
What do you mean?
Because I truly believe that, like, even with shoes, right? When I was selling people shoes and I was trying to sell them the Ultra Boost, I was honestly
You were
trying
merching
to
them.
sell them a great shoe because it was
Mhm.
honestly it's an amazing shoe. If you've never tried on an Ultra Boost before, it's like
I'm
walking on
sorry for
fucking
you.
clouds, bro. It's like it's an amazing shoe. It's super comfortable and it's a running shoe too. And great shoe overall, but it was $200. So like trying to convince someone to pay $200 on a pair of shoes, it's like for me, I saw it worth it because I was like, you invest in good shoes because you take care of your feet. You know, your feet take you everywhere, so take care of your feet. And I don't know. So do you think you have the mentality and I have the mentality only because we worked at these retail places that
Maybe.
instilled it in us to teach other people that?
I would say half and half because half of it was working at these stores, but I think the other half is actually realizing that there's like a science to it. Like they're saying
Right.
like they're the ones that told you, but it is actually like true that they have very good technology and that these things do last a while. So you're just like, oh, okay, actually this does last a really long time and I can see the worth in it and like it's just worth it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's half and half.
I mean, we also got a discount on our shit, so that's why we're like, oh yeah, it's worth it.
Well, I don't even think it was that though, because I think if even now that I don't have the discount anymore, I would still use the same like how do I say it? The same process with like other stuff. Like okay, this is expensive, but I'm pretty sure if I were to read up on it whatever, like these materials are good, like the technology's good.
Like this chair.
Yeah. And like it's something that I see value in. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like fine to splurge if you'd like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You had a question?
No, I didn't.
You
I
said you
looked it
just.
up, but I was like, I don't want to stop.
Wait, I kind of want to know.
Well, it was more about like the money stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the questions was, were you aware of how much your money your parents were making? But you said no because like you never really saw any of the money.
Well, I never saw the money, but I knew how much they were making,
Mm-hmm.
and I just knew that most of that money had to go towards like the house and the bills and all that stuff. So I was just like,
Right.
okay, whatever. But I was aware,
Mm.
and yeah. I mean, they work at a factory, and they've been working there like 30 years, I think, or 20 to 25 years, I
That's
think.
insane.
No, I think it was 25 years when they spent their like little anniversary thing or whatever. And I guess from like being that long, they make okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I think my dad has like 5 more years until he can do his retirement, maybe, or like live off of what he's already made, and it's what is it called? There his 401k.
Mm-hmm. But like, would he want to stay there a little longer so the percentage goes higher? Because that's what my mom wants to do.
Mm.
But she's like very much debating on either doing it at 55 or at 60. Because at 60, obviously you're gonna get higher percentage, but she's really thinking like maybe 55 because I feel like she's getting really tired, you know? And she's already like 51, 52.
Just
So,
imagine being at where you are right now for the next what, like 30 years. That shit
God.
gets tiring. Bro, I cannot.
And it's not like just like it's a repetitive like factory job. Like she does the same movements
Mm.
for 8 hours a day, every single day.
Ooh, how are her like joints and stuff? Is she good?
Her legs are good. She likes to exercise.
Okay.
So
That's good.
she keeps herself active and I think it's mostly her hands, like her wrists that I feel like usually bug her.
Mm.
So, yeah.
My mom's had to get like a couple like physical therapy sessions and shit for her
Oh
joints and stuff
no.
from just doing like some of the same stuff over and over.
Mhm.
Just like arthritis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that shit's scary
sucks.
too. Mm-hmm. But she's really taking full advantage of the thing I got her. The alcohol
Oh, the
with the
weed
weed on it.
cream.
Yeah. She loves
Or
that
the
shit
alcohol,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. She's out there getting buzzed with the dog.
I didn't realize how high I was, to be honest. I think
Dude,
after that last
yeah.
day, I was like, oh
We took a
shit.
little break to let the camera battery charge up a bit, so we smoked. But Yeah, I feel like we're both pretty popped.
Oh, I think we just wanted to end it on the whole like finance
Oh,
part of
yeah.
what we were talking about earlier about student loans and shit. Um,
Yeah, I hope you guys find the advice useful and put some more thought into stuff. Right now that it's graduation season, and we want to see all you guys do well and make smart
mhm.
choices. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight.
We're gonna go ahead and hop into some questions
We're
now.
gonna hop into some Discord questions. Now that we're high, it can be a little fun. Let's see. Ooh, let's go all the way to the top. This one is from Jennifer. What's you guys' dumbest customer service interaction? I feel like I told mine like last week or like a couple weeks ago about the guy with his like influencer wife
Mm-hmm.
and how he was like, she doesn't want to do the return. I'm like, bro, you're scared of your wife. Go away. But that was it.
I think for me it would have to be when I was working at La Michoacana. This guy was just yelling at one of the employees, like just straight yelling at him, like and calling him like stupid and shit. And
What the
yeah, like
fuck?
after he came up to me and was like, "Oh, like this kid here, like this, like was fucked up my order or something." And I'm like okay,
Let's
like
calm
yeah,
down.
just it's
Like,
okay, like don't, it's all right, like you don't have to call them names. And so I'm like, let's just call them, I don't
let's
know.
call him Pedro.
I'm going Pedro. So I was like, hey, Pedro, like come here. Like what happened? So I was asking him like what happened, and then the dude just cuts him off mid sentence. He's like, "Oh, you fucking liar!" Like this and that, and I was like, dude, like he's a kid. He's like 16. You're 40. Like like, what are you doing? Like you're just trying to fight with him. And he was
Like,
like,
it's so
and he
embarrassing.
didn't expect me to talk to him like that,
Right.
And but he was like, "Oh no, es porque like this and that and whatever." I'm like,
Oh, this was in
yes, in
Spanish?
Spanish. And oh, bro, you'd be surprised how many like Hispanic people come in thinking they're just like they just deserve the best fucking service, bro.
No way.
Bro, oh my god, I can't even tell you how many people.
I will honestly say I feel like I've never really had any like Mexican or like Hispanic bad customer sorry,
It's either
experience.
very nice or very terrible. That's what I've noticed. Like it's one of the two extremes. It can never just be like a
Like just
like
a regular.
yeah. But no, it's definitely with everybody though, because if you've never worked customer service or just retail or anything with people, I don't know. Sometimes you just forget how to treat people.
Oh, also why? Maybe because the places that I worked at, not a lot of white people would, or not a lot of Mexican people would go
Mm.
because it was very like a white stuff.
See, but white people, they were like that there too, but mainly with like prices, which would be funny because like they didn't want to pay for their $5 like horchata, but
Hmm.
they were holding a $8 drink from Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? Like how are you gonna complain about paying this much money for a drink when you literally just bought that shit for double the money? And they're just oh
It's
man,
just so
just people are just
confusing.
stupid, bro. Like what? Anyways.
Anyways, this guy, wow, so fucking rude. Okay, let's see. Second question. Hold on, I already lost him. Oh, okay. This one is from Dawn. Ooh, this one was a really good one. She asked, do you think people are born as creatives or people can choose to be one? If so, can anyone be a creative? I think you can choose to be a creative. It's very I don't know if the right thing is like a catch-22. I don't even know what a catch-22 is. But like you're either born there's people with true talent is what
Mhm.
I'm trying to say. And they have like a natural born gift, but I'm pretty sure you can also just choose to be creative. Teach yourself.
Mhm.
Like this stuff, you know?
Right. I agree.
So I think it goes both ways. Cause like I don't feel like I'm gifted, and I will be honest, I've never taken a single art class, like, in any other than, like, the elementary school shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anywhere in high school, like, I never took any arts. Like, no theater, like, nothing like
Right.
that. And then I, like, chose this
I
path.
like how you had to specifically say theater.
Anyways, I didn't do any of that, but I'm still here on this road. This next one is from Melita Mami. What's the most dangerous activity you've done or want to do?
I climbed an active volcano in Guatemala.
Oh, I remember you telling me that. That's very fun.
So that's like the most dangerous thing I've done. But
Were you scared?
no, they were like if it starts activating we'll get the alert and then we can just head right down. Like they have all that shit under monitored like
Oh.
24/7, yeah. But he's like if we're at the very top, he's like we might have to run down, but I think we'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
It was the one across that you could see, that the one that erupted and it was a huge like disaster and
Hmm.
it just ruined a lot of lives over there. But
Damn.
that one's still active and you could see the smoke. But you could still climb that
Oh,
one,
wow.
but just from a
Oh.
different side of the because they know where the lava's gonna like spill out. I think because
Oh.
of the wind, maybe. I don't know, but
Interesting.
what about you?
But I would say like I climbed, I forgot what the mountain was called or like what the trail. Oh, I don't know. Sorry. I don't remember the trail name, but it was in the Smoky Mountains. I climbed this like
That's cool.
trail and it was very treacherous.
Where is that?
In Tennessee.
Oh,
And I went, tell me why. When we went to Tennessee, like we were like, okay, we're gonna go hike, we're gonna do a trail. So we had like a couple options, and then there was this one mountain that had 3 trails, and it was the level of how treacherous it was gonna be. Tell me, none of us were athletic. Absolutely none of us. And we didn't work out. And we went on this vacation all together. And tell me why, like, everyone collectively picked the most treacherous one. And
Did they all lead to the same place too?
No, because I'm pretty sure like the last treacherous one was just like a smaller trail that was like a little lower in the mountains. This one, I'm telling you, like we made it to the top. Not just that, I wanted to be cool, so I took a picture and I sat at the edge of the mountain, like on a cliff.
I remember seeing that on your
Yeah,
Instagram.
and like everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, don't do that." And then, but then they took the pictures, and it was pretty cool. So that was pretty dangerous.
Like that's cool.
Okay, next question. This one is from, I think this person is new on here, Frank Block. Thoughts on Hispanics saying the N-word? Trash. I think it's just trash. I think people that say it are just trashy and ignorant as fuck, but I think it's a big no. It's a no for me.
I personally don't say the word, but I do have friends who say the word. I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's I have a whole I'm too high to explain it right now, but I could definitely talk about it next time when I'm sober and I can speak right. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do know people that do say it. I really don't associate with those kind of people. The second I hear, like when we're in public and let's say it's a friend of a friend and like they say it, like at that point I'm just like, I'm not gonna engage with you. Like you've proven your ignorance to me. I'm just gonna, nothing that comes out of your mouth is gonna be smart. So okay, next question. This one is from Michael. When did you realize you were getting older?
I think it was definitely that moment when I received the bills for the
student loans,
yeah.
dude, kind of same.
It hit me in the gut, and I was like physically sick for a day. I was like, I can't.
You were sick to your stomach?
I'm so serious. I've never felt like that before. It was so scary.
Let me see. So I would say same, but I think I got the emails that were like, oh, okay, now you have to go and log into the portal and then get ready to pay your student loans and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God. And I wasn't doing it for the longest time. I wasn't opening up the fucking login. And then until one time, like my sister was like, oh, when do you start? Because it's supposed to be like 6 months after graduation. And yeah, I was like, fuck, I do have to do that because I'm an adult and these are in my name. Sucks.
You never deferred them?
No.
I
During
did
the
it
pandemic?
twice. No, at the beginning when you got them. Like when I first got the letter, I was like, oh shit, I'm not trying to pay that yet. And I deferred it like twice, and I was like, oh, I gotta stop this.
I didn't because my dad was like, no, the faster you pay them, like the better. Or like the earlier you start, the better. And then even with like the pandemic, he was like, no, don't defer them because it's only gonna like acquire, obviously, and then at the end you're just gonna have to pay longer and interest and all that. So next question. This one's from Bianca G. The first time doing any hallucinogenic, like psychedelics.
It was like 2 years ago for me. Maybe not even 2 years, like a year ago.
I think mine was like 3 years ago. The first time I ever did acid. And I thought that was like a big jump. Like, okay, you didn't do shrooms first, like a little bit of shrooms, like you just jumped right into it, which is pretty wild to me. But yeah, it was pretty cool. This next one is from Juanito. Ooh, this one's a loaded one. Do you think it's okay to lie to someone to protect their feelings?
I don't think it's okay, but I know I've done it.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I've definitely done it, but even it's just such a trivial thing where it's like you think and know in your heart that you're doing the best thing by like not saying something to hurt someone's feelings or like whatever the case may be.
But eventually when they find out what you're doing and like they don't see it the same way, like the reason why you lied for them isn't the way that they're gonna see it.
And I guess like that's the risk you take when you choose to lie, when you try to do it to protect. His second question was, which parent are you closer to and why?
You want to go first for this one?
What was that?
You want to go first for this one?
I think I'm closer to my mom. I just feel like we talk about more stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, same. Definitely closer to my mom. Not sure why. I mean, I don't know. I think she's been able to open up to me, so I've been able to open up to her. Maybe that's why.
Right. This next one.
This thing. What?
This next one is from Frank Block again. What would you be doing if money was no object and there weren't any consequences?
Have you ever seen those videos on TikTok where people are like wingsuiting?
No.
You ever seen a flying squirrel?
Yes.
You know, like
okay.
the skin it
Then
has
I know
here?
what you mean.
So like they do that shit. They jump off of mountains and they just like fucking glide.
That's what you think you'd be doing?
Dude, I want to do that this year, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it this year. I'm gonna have to wait till next year because I think you have to go to like training and all that other shit for it. But yeah, I want to do that so bad.
So you have to learn how to fly before you go fly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What I think I'd be doing, I have no idea. If money was no object, I would want to put all my money and energy into one thing and then just be fucking good at it. You know? Or like maybe be a doctor just to say I did it. Let's see. Next question is from Vani. Do you guys plan on doing any other segments on the podcast?
I know we had talked about this, but did we even come up with anything?
I think we actually, I don't know. No, I think we were just talking about potentially putting out 2 episodes a week.
Oh yeah, there we go.
in the future, in the very near future. But I think a while ago we talked about probably moving the Discord specific stuff to the second episode, which would probably be a smaller episode for Tuesdays, you know? So that could possibly be in the works. Let's see. Next question. This one's from Jocelyn. What's your opinion on white people having a quinceañera? I've never seen a white person have a quinceañera.
I didn't know this was a thing either. I don't know.
But I don't get why they would do it. Like, they have sweet 16s. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, why would you want to have a quinceañera?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it for like the dress and stuff?
I mean, like, they do that on their sweet 16 too, though.
It's like the same, like basically the same thing.
That's just fan behavior at that point. Because, like, for what? They could just do their own thing. This one is again from Michael. If you had to describe your music taste with just 3 albums, which ones would they be? Fuck, this one's tough. Mine would be... Let me look up this album because I don't know. I know the name, but I just want to verify.
Okay, I think I got 3. So, you know that album I sent you the other, I think it was like last week? It was Mac Miller's You, like back in 2012. It's like a jazz / funk album. And then, so that album, definitely Blonde.
Ooh, Blonde is one of mine.
And the third one, I really did like Ari Lennox's album, Shea Butter Baby. So I think like those combo of like those 3 styles is kind of what I'm listening to right now for the past like year.
Oh,
so that'd be mine.
Nice. These are good choices. Mine would have to be Blonde for one of them, and then the next one was gonna be Para Siempre by Vicente Fernandez. It's just a good album through and through. And then the third one, fuck, dude. I feel like I had one and it just escaped. Probably Take Care. I like Take Care.
That's a good pick. That's a really good pick, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next question. Okay, this one's from VinXO. So how do you cut negative people out of your life? I think the thing that I've seen myself doing is kind of doing it slowly. You know, acknowledging. I mean, this is for like if you're trying to cut people off in a slow manner, not because like, oh, I fucking hate them, like, or they did something to me, or there's big beef and you just cut them off. Because at that point I would just like cut off. But if I feel like it's someone that's like, oh, I'm kind of not liking their vibe, I'm not wanting to really be their friend anymore, I would just kind of slowly cut them out of my life. You know, talk to them less, not really see them as much, and then eventually have it stop. Or, I mean, you could go the route where you just be honest with them and just be like, hey, like, this isn't really working out, and like just breaking up with a friend, you know?
Definitely the slower version too.
Yeah.
What I feel like I usually do.
This one is from Damn It. Oh, hold on. You know when like the S and the H combine, but it's not always like sh, it's like connected to the last word. That's what, or like, yeah, it's connected to like the last letter, and I never know. So I don't know if this one's Damn It Chelsea or Damn It's Healthy. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like the S. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, okay. The question is, which side of your family is toxic, mom or dad?
Oh, both. For mine, it's both.
Both?
Definitely.
Damn, even your mom's.
Yeah. Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
So, mine would have to be my dad. I would say both, but I mostly know more about like my dad's side and how it's just like it's just so much stuff happening all the time. Like right now, it's tense. And like it's been tense for like a really long time. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why can't everyone just
Get along.
get along and be regular? Just be a normal family. But yeah, that's tough, dude. Let's see. Oh, this one's the one that I've been waiting for. This question is from Stevie. Did either of you have a swag face?
Yeah, I definitely did. Yeah, I definitely did. Like when
you had
you know when
snapbacks.
did I have a snapback?
Damn, you had matching red Vans.
I had a snapback.
Stop.
I never had the red Vans. But I did have Vans. I think I had a couple of snapbacks. Definitely the skinny jeans. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Oh my god.
I went through that. But you know why?
Why?
It's because Lil Wayne was doing it, and like he was. I was like, bro.
Stop.
Like when Bill Gates
I'm
came
trying to be like
out,
my hero.
like when I'm Not a Human Being, the first one came out, and like Bill
Mhm.
Gates was on there and all that, bro.
Dude,
What a
you're
time.
so funny.
What a time.
I did not have my swag phase in a physical form, if you will. I was a Tumblr kid, and I would definitely say that my Tumblr, if you guys go out there and fucking find it, I promise it's still up. But it was more of like my aesthetic at the time. It was very swaggy.
It was the SpongeBob that's all over MySpace. Like that was Jackie's like aesthetic.
What the fucking
The
smoke?
gangster
The gangsters.
SpongeBob.
No, it was not. It was like Diamond and like all this other ugly
Nah, see,
shit.
that's like a whole different level of like that whole like swag. Like
But, like-
Diamond's a step above where I was. So I don't know. Wow, who are you coming for? What?
No, I feel like what brands are you talking about then that are like swag era? Because that
Well, I
was
mean,
very much swag era.
Mine was very much. It was very like dumbed down. I didn't really have like Diamond or what else was there? See, I don't
I
know
mean,
the
I
fucking
didn't
brands.
have that shit either.
Yeah, but,
Chill,
like, yeah,
chill
yeah,
out
but,
on
like,
me.
You what's it called? You blogged about it and shit.
It was like Diamond and like I don't even know if like
Oh,
if I'm even saying it right,
DGK.
but like DGK and like Tisa, I think it was called.
I don't remember.
It was like
that one.
TISA or like the I don't even, or was it a U? I'm pretty sure it was an I, but like their shit was like
Oh,
bougie.
you know what I know you had on your Tumblr?
Ew, stop, bitch. What?
You know those couples who had like the
I'm
Mickey
yours,
Mouse
she's
with the Mickey
mine.
Mouse hand on it?
Ew.
Oh, you had that with your scammer ex. Quit playing.
Bro, you're so ugly for that. I will say maybe I had about 2 or 3 of those reblogged on there, but we're just gonna get past this.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's levels to this. Like you're definitely above me on that level.
you were only like the solid colored tee, like matching snapback color with like a pair of like regular Vans. Like, is that your version of dumbed down swag?
I was trying to be like my favorite artist at the time. That's like the best I could like
So
describe.
you were wearing a fuck. What's his brand called?
It's DGK.
No,
Oh, Truck Fit.
yeah,
Oh,
Truck Fit.
No, I never got Truck Fit. No, that shit was
Fuck.
expensive.
That's what I'm saying. So you see, Lil Wayne was on that shit then. He was on his like, all right, this is for my like broke fans. And then I gotta have the high end shit. This one's another question. Middle school theme party. What are you wearing?
So in middle school, definitely a pair of Vans.
Well, it'd be your whole fucking Lil Wayne shit.
Nah, that wasn't until like high school. Middle school was like just I think regular pair of Vans. Some straight jeans. No skinnies back then, just straight.
The boot cut.
Fuck. Oh man, we're opening up a little too much on this episode. I don't know, just like regular t-shirt. I don't really think I really cared about my clothes. Oh, you know what? Hollister. There we go. Hollister jeans and
Oh,
Hollister.
you were such a step above.
Bro.
Tiene dinero. What the fuck?
With my white Hollister hoodie. Yeah.
No,
Yup.
bro. You had the fuckboy white Hollister hoodie. Like only fuckboys were the white, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Ooh. No, I think I'd be wearing definitely some regular like blue. I would shop a lot at Plato's Closet. So I'm pretty sure it was like boot cut, dark wash jeans from like Plato's Closet. And then one of the 3 for $24 Aeropostale graphic tees. The V-cut ones, and then I get the matching like white cami or whatever.
I could picture
and
that.
then this is fucking ugly to me, but I would have the colorful bow clips in my hair from like Claire's, not just anyone, like the fucking highlighter color ones. And I would like match it to my shirts. And then some Converse. But not just like, not
high tops?
like, no.
Oh, you had the lows?
No, I like the low ones.
That's like, I don't know about that. I don't
No,
know about that.
but like I wouldn't get them from like any Converse store or anything. I would only be able to get them from like Journeys. So they weren't like the cool, like the sick Converse. Like they were like the really ugly ones.
The highlighter ones, basically.
Yeah, basically.
The ones that matched your
No,
bow in your
okay,
head.
get this. So this pair was really fucking sick, okay? It was a low top navy Converse, and it had 3 tongues on it. And each tongue was a different color. It was like orange, and then I think yellow and pink, and then the regular tongue. And then I remember I took
So
the
where do you
laces
store
out.
them though? Like you
They were
fold
just
them
layered
down?
tongues. No, you could like flare them up and be like, oh, I got all these fucking colorful tongues. You know? They were sick, dude. I promise you they were sick. But you would just like push them down if you didn't want them all up. And then I even went a step ahead, took out the laces, and bought highlighter pink laces to match my
Damn.
shoes.
Why'd you like highlighter like that?
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute at the time. That's what I would wear. That got a little specific, but that's what I would wear. This last one is from Alex Hernandez. Favorite cartoon to watch growing up? Both Spanish and English, even though we know Spanish. Hold on. I feel like I can't read. Both Spanish and English, even though we know in Spanish would be better. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really watch a lot of Spanish shows as a kid. If I was watching them in Spanish, it's because the channel that was offering them in English wasn't like available. So like if I was watching like Teen Titans, I'd watch it in Spanish because I could see it then, but I'd prefer it in English. Yeah.
Favorite cartoon in English? I would watch a lot of I would have to say SpongeBob. Like in English,
show.
like SpongeBob was probably like the main. Like dude, to me, like none of the episodes like were boring to me. Like even though they would do reruns and stuff like that, each episode was like always so good. So like
you remember
no matter
every
what.
single episode. Like
Yeah.
you're going to go watch it back again.
And then in English, I guess my favorite cartoon, it wasn't a cartoon, it was El Chavo. It was a good
Spanish,
show.
you meant?
Yeah. That was all the questions.
Oh shit. Well, Jackie and I were talking earlier, and I think we could update you guys because I haven't said this in a minute, but when did we hit 10K?
We hit 10K. Damn. I don't remember. I can look it up. Hold up. It was May 16th.
So a month ago we had hit 10K, and the new goal that we had set was 30K by December, right?
Yeah, by the end of the year.
And we're about to hit 15K. So
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
very in our future to hit these numbers. Probably before
Mhm.
Target.
And that's because of, I mean, the people who have obviously like stayed with us, like everyone in the Discord. Like, you guys are awesome.
Oh my God. I
Honestly.
love everyone there. I love all you
Mhm.
guys. I think it's so fun. If you guys want to go and join the Discord, just click the link and you can join us.
Mhm.
It's fun in there. I think it's really fun.
And this is where you can ask those questions that we're answering at the end of every like episode now.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Discord.
Yeah.
Every Monday.
Every Monday, usually around 1 p.m. Chicago time. And I think I'm really excited for more questions as more people trickle in.
Mm-hmm.
I like them to get interesting. But thanks, guys, for being here. And I hope you guys join us next week.
Thank you.
Bye.